you.
All right, bang, bang. It's the mid-show. It's Wednesday, February 8th.
Well, both of those things are wrong because it is Thursday is recording the show. The Thursday will be the February 8th. We are recording on Wednesday the 7th. But as you guys can see, Eddie is out. We've replaced one person with two. We got Nicky Smokes and we got Chaps, so we're going to kick it around a little bit. I want to know if you guys know what Miller time means. Do you know what Miller time means?
It means fun.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It means fun's the overarching theme of Miller time, but it means so much more than that.
Like what?
Family time.
Oh,
family fun time, friends fun time,
barbecue
gambling fun time, barbecue fun time, baseball, football, tailgating, summer,
watching the big
winter,
game.
doesn't matter.
You know what I'm very excited for you boys, especially you.
What?
You're in your youth, in your prime. Chicago St. Patrick's
I can't
Day.
wait. I can't wait
Unlike
for
anything else, we're going to dye that river green. You're going to dye your Miller Lights green. You're going to know it's Miller time. It's going to be St. Patrick's Day in Chicago. You're going to absolutely love it.
How about the haters that are like, oh, green beer is terrible? Fuck you.
It's just a little
that's
food
the lamest
coloring.
thing
Right.
ever.
It doesn't change the taste.
If my beer is not green on St. Patrick's Day, I won't drink it.
Yep, get it out of my face. I like that. You're a man of principle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's St.
not Miller
Patty's Day.
Lite.
Like, let's fucking go. If the river's green, my beer is green. End of story.
And you're pissed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yes, possibly. But yeah, Miller time is the best. We got St. Patrick's Day. We got the tournament. The weather's going to turn. We're going to have baseball. We're going to have all those great things that taste like Miller time. So make sure you're going to go to MillerLite.com /redline. You can find delivery options near you. This can, there's only 96 calories, 3.2 carbs. It is the absolute best tasting light beer. Tastes like Miller time. Like we said, MillerLite.com /midshow, actually. MillerLite.com /midshow to find those delivery options near you. Because Smokes, when you're out for like a house party on St. Patrick's Day too, and you see that fridge is running a little bit low, you can just be the good guy. Be like, hey, I got 2 more cases coming.
Yeah. I mean, I'd already come with 2 cases myself, but if we needed more than the 2 cases I'm bringing,
Just
on
like,
the way.
Just like that.
Come with 2 while one's getting delivered.
There
Yes.
you go. That's a great
the way to
strategy
go.
too. Obviously, we got Danny here also.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. All right, so yeah, it's Super Bowl week. We got the boys, and we also had some breaking news. Jersey Jerry just tweeted that his producer Lucas. So if you watch Jerry After Dark, he's gonna have to get a Taylor Swift tramp stamp tattoo. So Chaps said, not a big deal.
Not a big deal at all.
No, it's not. Why even tune in? Apparently,
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that he's going to do it. And
Yeah.
I think that's actually the way to do tattoos. Like, there's so many people that go out and be like, I got to get something that's super meaningful. My grandfather died and he served in World War II, so I got first cav tattooed on my arm. That's great. It's a good tattoo. But also just go out and get a Teletubby. Like, who cares?
Is that how the Ronald McDonald came to be? You're just like, give me Ronald McDonald.
No, that was I lost a bet. So me and my buddy Dockrell, we went. He probably doesn't like that I said his name, but me and my buddy Sean Dockrell.
Let me just put his first name out there, too.
you want to spell it for us?
Is it an
Is it
SHEN?
SEAN?
Or
Master Sergeant Sean Dockrell, who is military police monitor at Quantico, Virginia.
Okay, in case you're looking for him. Yeah.
So he
Social
wouldn't like
Security,
that I
mother's
said
maiden
that, so
name.
I won't. But we went when we were in a course to become what's called a kennel master when you're in charge of like all the dogs on a base. We went to the kennel master course, and one night we went out and had a couple adult beverages. In order, like before we went back on base, we went to McDonald's. And we had a chicken McNugget eating like a contest. Who could eat the most chicken nuggets? And if you lost, the other person gets to design any tattoo that they want you to get.
Oh, no.
But it can't be like a dick or an open puss or something like that. You can't do any of that, but you could do anything else. So he was drunk. He had the McDonald's cup in his hand, and he looked at it. And it's the Ronald McDonald where he looks like he's running and he's running to throw the trash into the trash can, like to recycle it.
Yeah.
And he was like, that. Like, you got to get that.
What was your reaction?
Let's go. So,
I love that.
so the next
driving?
day, the next day we went and got it.
Can you show the people?
Yeah.
I mean, and
You're
that's
the best.
that's
That's fucking insane. And he only picked like the worst place to get a tattoo,
Yeah.
like pain wise.
Yeah, you got to pick location too. So he was like, I want it to be on your ribs.
did he get to pick the size of it? Because that's a
That thing
massive
is
No, it's
tattoo.
not.
It's bigger than a football.
Size was me. If I'm going to get Ronald McDonald, fuck you. I'm going to get it big.
Okay,
I
you
love
don't
that.
want like a finger tat of Ronald McDonald.
No, I could have done that. There was no size stipulation. but I needed to get it done.
I got a funny tattoo story too. So the first one I got was my mom's birthday, but then once you get that first tattoo, you just want more.
Open the
And
floodgates.
to what you said, I was looking for something inspirational, meaningful. So what did I do? I resorted to the Bible. And like I hadn't read it. I was talking to my friends. I was like, yo, which verse do you think sounds the coolest? He's like, this one. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna get it. So I got it on
fuck it.
Fuck it,
I'm gonna get that Bible.
So I got it on the inside of my arm, and it was, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I'll fear no evil, for you're with me. But when the guy put the stencil on, he spelt the chapter from the Bible wrong, but I had never read it,
Yeah,
so I didn't know it was wrong. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, that thing looks good, like put it on there. So I get it and I post a picture of it. I'm like, this, like something looks wrong here. So I look up the Bible verse. I'm like, oh my fucking God, this guy spelt it wrong. So then I had to go back, and since the quote says darkest valley, I got like this forest tattooed on the inside of my arm, but it actually covers up like the misspelling of the chapter.
What was the chapter?
Psalms.
Oh.
But it was spelt P-slam. He spelt it. he boofed it.
That's not the error I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy.
What Bible verse do you think fits Smokes the best?
Oh,
Yeah.
probably Genesis.
I got a Bible verse
Adam
too.
and Eve.
Where?
On my thigh. It's a hot dog that has a Bible verse written out in the mustard. And the Bible verse is Matthew 5:6, which says, those who hunger and thirst after righteousness will be filled. And I was like, hunger? Let's do a hot dog. And I'll put
I like hot dogs. Now, again, can you show the people?
You want to leave your... Okay, sure. Take your pants off.
Yeah,
Strip
take
for
your
us.
pants off.
Yeah, I'll take my pants off.
Okay.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, my butt cheeks came out.
That's fine. Nudity's allowed.
I don't think so.
Right there. Can you see it?
Unbelievable.
I can see it. There you go.
It's old. Raise it up a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Dave, get a little closer.
I got it. I'll help you out. Yeah, there it is. There's the hot dog with the Bible verse.
That's
Right.
fucking nuts.
Yep.
There you go.
Meaningful.
You got a little pee dribble on your
That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay.
charge it to the game.
I'm
That's
41.
Yeah.
In
Did that
regard,
just happen when you turn 40?
Brother, I'd be pissing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just leaking all day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So are
Listen,
you
drips.
done getting tattoos, you think?
I've actually thought about, my older kid wants me to get one with her, so we thought about it, doing it, me, my wife, and Kelsey. So she wants to do like the Texas blue bonnets.
Okay.
Like she wants to do that. And I told her pick whatever she wants to and I'll do it.
What about you? You think you're done?
I'm done right now, but I definitely want to get more. Like I always want to do like a full sleeve. Yeah.
You're doing it on your right arm, though.
I know. I didn't think that through, but at the same time, like, I don't think it matters anymore. Like
I love that quote from, who was it? Nick, the basketball player. Where he was
Nick Young. He's
Nick
like,
Young.
this arm's just for buckets.
Strictly
Just
for
for
buckets.
buckets.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love that. I love that line.
This arm's
Now,
strictly
chaps,
for
I don't
jerking
want to. How old were you when you got that Ronald McDonald?
18.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're peak fitness.
Yep.
No, I was smaller on this still. Like even when I was in the Marines, I wasn't huge. I was like 155 to 170,
And you are what now?
215.
That's kind of where I'm getting at. No offense.
None taken.
Your body is much different.
Oh, yeah.
How much stretching has Ronald McDonald had? Does it
I
still
don't-
look similar
I
to...
think it still does. And
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked because this has got to be fucking 15 years old at this point, and
Yeah.
it still has like decent color. Whereas
Definitely. You know that's Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ronald's gotten a little fatter over the years, too. He's growing with you.
Yeah.
More realistic.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I mean, I'm 41. Eventually, when I'm 80, I'll be wrinkly. Who cares? Like,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
cares? Two best tattoo sleeves I've ever seen. One was a manager at the YMCA that I worked at when I was in college. Vegetarian dude, which back then it was. I don't think it was as common to be vegetarian, especially as a dude.
Probably not.
He had a sleeve on both sides that was nothing but vegetables. Like it was, he had like carrots and radishes and broccoli and all kinds of shit.
Just gardens on his forearm.
Yeah, on both arms, like from the shoulder all the way to like his wrist. It was nothing
Colored?
but vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible, man. Like that, and it was so vibrant and so bright. I love that one. The other one was a dude that I met in Okinawa, and he had a train set, like a train tattooed on his arm, and then his shoulders, he did like the fucking Roadrunner where you go in through it, like
the tunnel? Yeah.
He did the tunnel on his shoulder.
That's sick.
And then did it on the other one.
Oh, that
coming
is
out?
cool.
And then the caboose was on the other side.
That's
That's
dope.
actually sick.
That's actually cool.
I
That's
was
like super creative.
I was like, God damn, that's the best tattoo I've ever seen.
We're like,
Yeah, that's a sweet.
Yeah.
That's a sweet tattoo.
Yeah, both of them.
So
If I didn't have any right now, I'm probably going veggies.
if you see like a Taylor Swift album cover, the number 13 on as a tramp stamp, you having that same reaction? Because that's what Lucas is staring at.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I was gonna say, so it's one thing to get a Taylor Swift tattoo; it's another to get a tramp stamp for a guy.
Right.
But if you have to get a Taylor Swift tattoo, maybe the tramp stamp area is the best spot, because then people will automatically know it's a joke.
He could have just did it on his lip. Like, I had a lip tattoo, and they told me that it was only going to last 2 years, and here I am 5 years later, and I
Still
still
got
have
it?
it on my lip.
See it?
Yeah.
It's a birthmark now.
What does it say?
It says, "Yup, thanks." It was like a slogan we used to say back in high school. But, like, if Lucas had tattoos all over his back, you could sneak the tramp stamp in there, and it's whatever. But this kid does not have a single tattoo on his entire body.
I think you got to go like breastplate. If you're going to get one and it's a number, I think you put 13 right smack dab, make it like 4 inches long, 13 right there in the middle. And people are like, what the fuck does that mean?
So it's just a
Was he
number
in jail?
13. It's not.
No, I don't think it's.
I was going to
they
say,
don't
because you
know.
could play off 13
Oh,
on
easy.
that.
Yeah.
It's got to
don't
have
think-
like TS or Taylor Swift. Or it's got to have something
He's
on
got to
there.
do a big
Should just say like
guitar.
tramp stamp Taylor's version.
Yeah.
There's something there. Tramp stamp, Taylor Swift, TS.
Yeah. Or you
Ooh.
can have like
Yeah.
you can do an acoustic guitar and have teardrops on it.
Yeah.
But would you agree if you saw a guy with like a Taylor Swift tattoo on his arm, on his chest, you're like, oh, is he actually a huge Taylor Swift fan? If you see it on the tramp stamp area, you're like, okay,
That
that
guy
had to be a
lost a
joke.
bet.
Yeah.
You
A
know.
really bad bet.
So that's
Oh, you're a Taylor
But
Swift
he
fan?
didn't even
Listen,
lose
I,
or
I don't think Lucas is losing.
He didn't need to lose anything. He did
didn't
his
lose
job
anything.
well.
Yeah.
Now he has to get a tramp
Is
stamp.
he officially full time?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, then what are we doing here?
He's like Jerry's deal or no deal man. He's just in the booth talking
Yeah.
down on them. You can't even see him. You just hear their voice the whole time. Find 7
like the
more
Wizard
needles.
of Oz, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking
I don't
forward-
know. This feels like a wild move for a non-tattoo, because I'm the non-tattoo guy, and like kind of what you were saying, like people always want it to be super meaningful. Like I don't have anything that's meaningful, and I also don't want to. I can't pull off a Ronald McDonald.
What do you like?
Maybe you should get a
I don't really
Lucas,
like
get a Lucas tattoo on your waist.
Yeah, get a tattoo of his tattoo. Yeah. Like his whole body, and then it's just Lucas's little thing.
Him in his short shorts.
Yeah.
I still think all-time wild tattoo is when Steve-O tattooed himself on his back as a back piece.
What?
That was what I was. There's a clip
It's
in.
huge. Have you seen it?
No, I'm
It's
not
like
up.
So,
it's
pull
like
that up, Lance?
ass to shoulders.
There's a
huge.
clip where Knox. I think it's in his like MTV Behind the Series or something, like his recovery story. But there's a clip of him trying to skateboard.
Isn't that fucking great?
There's a clip of him trying to skateboard like right at the height of his addiction issues, and he put on like 1,000 pounds, and he was super fat, and they were all ripping on the tattoo for even gaining weight.
Oh,
They're
really?
like, Jesus Christ, even the tattoo's fat now.
Imagine
But
just-
even that tattoo, like his back tattoo face is bigger than his real face.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like
Imagine
not
just
even-
seeing that at the beach, like, yo, that's a sick Steve-O tattoo, and then you're like, oh fuck, that's actually
Steve-O.
Steve-O
He
right
turns
there.
around.
It's so detailed too because he thought about autographing it. Like, yeah, dude, I rock Steve-O. Fucking legend.
He is a legend.
Yeah.
If that's what like heroin and shit does to you, maybe I need to give it a shot.
He wasn't into heroin. I don't think it was just a lot of
Whippets.
and aerosol cans.
Coke too.
He won't even eat whipped cream anymore because the aerosol.
Really?
Yeah,
was the
dude,
story?
Whippets will fuck your ass up. Even though it's only like 30, 40 seconds, like, it'll light you up.
I was
would
expecting
do
to
one.
see more of that at Grateful Dead, because that
The
was
year before, it was fucking everywhere.
really.
I didn't
I don't
see
think
it
I
all.
saw it once.
I don't think I saw it last year either. It was fucking everywhere. Just
Yeah.
people walking around balloons and shit. Yeah, it was really weird.
Have you ever ripped a Whippet?
No, I wouldn't like that.
I think you would.
Well, maybe, and that
It's like
gives
the-
me either. Here's my thing. I was thinking like drugs sound awesome. That's why I don't do them because I would never stop.
Right.
But like that one, I don't like. It sounds like it sucks to me. so
Nah,
I
it's
wouldn't
like
wanna
the
do it.
biggest
But even if it's
nicotine rush
awesome,
ever.
I wouldn't want to do it.
You ever rip like a vape or anything?
Yeah, but
Like
vapes were-
times that by 3,000, and that's what a Whippet is.
But vapes were a thing after I had a solid 15, 18-year base of nicotine.
Yeah, so a whip it will be nothing for you.
Yeah, just try.
Don't
it.
talk, Dave. Dave's almost. Are you 35?
I am.
You don't need to be experimenting with new drugs.
Yeah, I know. I figure I'm past that.
You know what I like?
What?
Smelling gas.
Gas is an excellent smell.
I like
love
that
gas.
smell.
I would have a candle of gas.
Yeah.
What other one? Diesel?
Fresh cut grass.
Oh, fresh cut grass in a
Love
second.
that.
Beach ball. I love the smell of a fresh beach ball.
I like new sneakers too. If that was a candle,
Yeah,
I'd
that's a
run with
good.
that.
That's a good one. What about you? Any weird smells that you really enjoy?
I mean, laundry. Laundry's a great
Yeah,
smell.
laundry.
Fresh bedding, all
Fresh
that kind
bedding.
of stuff.
Mirepoix. Likes
Mirepoix, yeah, we had it. We did a smells draft. I'm trying to think of what else I drafted on that.
Chloroform.
I think I had leaves burning.
Oh yeah,
I like that smell too.
That one's,
Good
it's got to
campfire.
be from like a distance though.
That I think I literally said that in the draft.
I like when people are barbecuing and you can smell it. Big fan
Yeah,
of that.
I was walking the dog last night. And I caught a waft of somebody grilling something. I'm like, well, I gotta fire up the smoker.
Yeah.
like
Yep.
it's contagious. It's contagious. Speaking of fires and campfires and great smells, fellas, solo stove.
Oh,
Solo stove. This is like the fireside hack almost, because it gets rid of all the smoke. So you get the smell, you get the warmth, you get that feeling of everyone just circling around
That nice crackle of the wood.
the sound. You get everything except for the parts that stink, which is that smoke getting in your eyes, attaching to your clothes. Now you don't have to worry about that. So go to solostove.com, use promo code Barstool20. That's Barstool and the number 20 to get $20 off $199 or more purchase. So just ditch the smoke for good. Go with Solo Stove. My brother-in-law has one. We were using it for my nephew's party last weekend. It's just like, it does enhance any outside activity.
I don't think that they focus enough on the aspect that I like about it the most.
What's that?
You don't have to douse it with water and get everything like the embers.
Okay.
Like because it has the ability to get choked out.
Yep.
You could choke the fire out. You can reuse some of that wood. You could do. You can't do that in a regular.
No, you're right. That's
Fire
a good
pit.
call.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what you're going to do with all the ashes and how much ashes can you really put in your flower bed.
True.
There's a finite amount.
there is.
Whatever that amount may be, chaps.
If I'm going to someone's house and they're having like a fire, I make sure I'm conscious of what clothes I'm going to wear, because I know I can't wear
Yeah.
them the next 2 weeks. 'Cause
Right.
I'm going to reek a bonfire.
And where you're sitting around that fire. Like sometimes you're just like, well,
It's like musical chairs.
yeah, or it's like the three good sides are taken, so I'm just going to stand somewhere else.
Yeah.
And take embers to the face.
No,
They're-
usually go to your kid's girlfriend or wife.
Yeah.
You got to sit directly into the smoke.
Yeah, they're too
Yeah.
polite to be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's like
move.
the modern putting your jacket in a puddle.
And now they have these ones that are ceramic. They also have these add-ons, so you can have like a cast iron skillet. Like you can do some cooking
It's
on
in the
your
grates. Yeah, I like
it's
that.
awesome. So again, go to solostove.com and use that promo code Barstool20 for $20 off. We love Solo Stove here. We love
I
Solo
love it
Stove.
too.
Yep. Something about a Chicago springtime fire too, where it's like you're ready to. We get like a 40-degree day, like that's enough for us to get back outside.
Yep.
But you're gonna get a little chilly out there, so you want to fire up that Solo Stove, and that is right around the corner. So make sure you're doing that, and it makes a great gift too.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves. I think that's like just so primal. Everyone loves fire.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love fire.
fire's awesome.
It is
When's the last time you
fun.
played with fire, chaps?
Oh, so in order to light, I didn't have a solo stove. My buddy didn't have a solo stove. And so we were lighting this wood that was really wet, so it wouldn't work that great. And so I have a blowtorch that I got
Nice.
that attaches to like a little small propane thing, like the little kerosene. Lit that thing on fire.
There you go.
It took like
That
10
sounds like an
minutes
awesome
of me
I
just
bet
being
you
like,
felt really fucking manly.
and he was like, "It's not going to work, dude. Trust me. I've lived here forever." I was like, "It's going to work. Enough fire will dry anything."
So help me God.
and so
Like, let's run that experiment.
I did it. Yeah, it was fun. Can we go back to smells for a second?
Sure.
I think the greatest smell taste combination from when you're a child is brand new hose water.
Ooh.
People
Because
don't know about
it smells and it tastes so good. If you could have Body Armor should come up with a flavor that is
Wet
hose.
water.
Straight from the hose. Yeah.
garden hose. I
It's
would
like an attach.
tell me if you're from Florida.
Yeah,
you
no,
were
it was the
constantly
best.
at the just drinking straight from
Yeah, like we'd play football outside. We'd sprint to the side of the house, have the green little
Do you
hose.
guys
That's
think
just summertime.
the
Yeah.
South invented drinking out of hoses?
We think the South invented 100-degree days.
Yes.
it didn't.
Every day. You guys don't even.
Oh, we
There's no
appreciate the hose
comparison.
drinking more than anybody because we don't get to do it often. Drinking out of a hose is one of life's great pleasures.
It's more of a pleasure when it's over 100 and you've been playing sports for a long time.
And it's not even a
Daily.
debate.
And then you might have, we have some of those days a year where it's pretty hot. Like it gets, I think last year it touched like 95 here.
Yep.
So it does get hot, but that's like a 3-day period. I'm talking San Antonio hot. We're over 100 starting in May and doesn't end until October.
Yeah, you're seeing mirages. And
That's fucking drinking from the fucking hose weather.
sometimes I just stand in a corner and wait for the oscillating sprinkler to hit my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, don't move. Don't expend
Yeah.
any energy.
Chaps, we were actually talking about shower farts the other day, how awful they are.
They're always so bad.
And I remember you went on dog walk and you were talking about when you first start training dogs, they have to smell underwater at first for some reason because it's so...
No, they can smell on top of the water.
Okay. Is there... I thought you had some sort of scientific explanation for why our farts smell so much worse in the shower. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, one, because steam, like think about if you have a nebulizer, which creates steam. So if you have the steam that opens up your senses even more so than you normally would, you're in a condensed box with the shower. It's going hot. So you have the steam that's going. It opens up your lungs. It opens up your nose. So then all those, they come at one time. Like you get all those smells in a condensed place. That's also, anytime that you have a high humidity place, it's also going to stink more.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, because I was thinking of something about just like farts in water.
Oh, yeah. That, whew.
But like
Farting in the tub?
I've
Little bubbles.
I've definitely farted in a lake, and I don't feel like I got that same effect.
Oh, because you're not in a
Yeah, you're not-
Yeah.
confined area.
Yeah, that
Or surface area.
and I think the temperature is probably lower too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
not just the
especially
water,
if
it's the condensed
swimming
area.
in the lake.
Yeah, right.
Because it doesn't get over 60, right? Or 70.
Probably not over. Not
Yeah.
it probably can, but rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, taking in a shower fart is just like you're probably puking within 3 seconds. It's too much. You're too stimulated. The shower's on. You got music playing. You just farted. Now you got to puke. It's too much, dude.
Then you gotta
hung
put
over.
Yeah,
Rest
hung
down
over on
is
top
right.
of it.
Yeah.
What you say?
You play music in the shower?
Always.
Sometimes, yeah.
I do.
I'm weird. Like the first thing I do when I wake up is play music. Like
Yeah.
that's how I get through my routine.
good
If I do
practice.
laundry, I play music. Like I play music 24/7.
They say music's the only thing that gets every part of your brain working.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I love singing in the shower, too.
Yeah.
Same. Even though I can't sing, I love singing.
Oh, me too.
You just put on instrumentals and try
Yeah.
to sing, rap over it in the shower.
No, I like old shit. Like I'll put Whitney Houston on
Nice.
Okay.
because it gets me going if I'm shaving my head. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. That gets me going. Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton got me going so much, I ordered 4 of his vinyl albums.
I'm shocked he has 4 albums.
My wife was like, "You got a couple records that showed up," and I opened them in front of her, and she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Is everything all right?
She's like, "You just spent over $100 on Michael Bolton vinyls."
I'm going through something, babe.
There is
think
just
he's
something.
only got one song, right?
When a man loves a woman,
Motherfucker.
Percy Sledge.
No.
Yeah, I can't believe he's got 4 albums.
Yeah.
How many times can he record that one song?
I don't even know who he is.
When a man loves a
Time,
woman.
Love, and Tenderness is fantastic.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right.
I mean, you go through the greatest hits. Pull up the greatest
I'm
hits.
pulling them up.
He did a song with Lonely Island.
He
Jack
did
Sparrow.
that one. That's my favorite Lonely
Wait,
Island.
he did?
Yeah, and it
This
is
is the tale.
fan of Captain Jack Sparrow.
I did
Pirates of gold are flame and the passions of night.
What?
This whole town's a pussy, just waiting to get fucked.
He said that?
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
That was deep. That cut deep for Nicky.
Yeah, send me that song.
Man, I don't recognize any of these.
Okay, let's see if I can sing them.
he covered Sitting on the Dock by a Bay.
I want to be your sole provider, sitting on the dock of the. How am I supposed to live? How can we be lovers if we can't be
I know that one.
friends?
We're just skipping through the iPod
These
here.
are like half of these are covers.
Yeah, George on My Mind's a cover. When
a man loves a woman.
yeah.
Time, Love, and Tenderness is fucking fire.
Yeah.
Can you Google his net worth? I want to know what he's worth based off of.
Covering other people's work.
No, just when a man loves a woman,
he
because
probably-
that's like an all-time great.
Had to
song.
have gone up a bit after Chaps just ordered
80
his
million?
discography.
80 million, yeah.
80 million.
He's doing a concert. We should all go.
I'll go to
He's,
Michael.
I
he's
go to see
doing.
Michael Bolton.
I think it's like 30 minutes away from
Ravinia?
here, but it's in Wisconsin. It's in like Florida-toke or some fucking weird ass Wisconsin name.
We formed like the weirdest inside
Look that up, Lance.
activities on the show.
Michael Bolton
We had to
tour.
go to 80 for Brady. Now we have to go to a Michael Bolton concert in Wisconsin. Medieval times. Gotta wear.
I mean, if we
Wait
all
till
go,
Eddie finds out about this.
Let's go to Lucerne and see him.
if we all went, it would be a fantastic time. Everybody could take some gummies, and we would just vibe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take gummies. I'd take other things.
There
but
it is.
Yeah, he's in Waukegan.
Yeah,
Waukegan. That's
up
Illinois.
by. That's up
It's right
by,
on the border.
That's up by Brandon Walker territory.
yeah, it's pretty close. We should go.
All right, I'm in.
Well,
I'm in. Love it.
We've been hanging out. We've been hanging out a lot. I kind of like it.
Well, that's like the lads. We were talking about how much we love singing. That's how you got to get into soccer, Dave. You love singing?
I don't know it. I decided I don't need to get into soccer. I'll just
Why?
go
You
every.
didn't have a good time on?
No, I had an awesome time. The soccer had nothing to do with that.
You just like hanging out with the fellas.
Yeah, the fellas were great. Everyone was pulling from it was.
I owe you an apology, by the way. I wasn't familiar with your game.
What are you talking about?
I didn't think Dave was the guy that's ordering shots for the table the whole time. Now, like
Nicky Smokes, you
that
have
set the
no-
fucking tone, and I was loving it. It was like 7:30. He's like, "Yeah, we need a round of JMO right now. Let's get that going right now."
7:30 a.m.
Yes, yeah, 7:30 a.m. It was electric. I
That
loved it.
is Smokes. That is
He's
me.
shots guy.
I love that.
White
I
Shot
used to
State.
be the hardest go out guy. The pandemic was what changed that for me.
Or maturity.
And I realized how awesome
Honky
it is
tonk.
not doing anything
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Really? See, I can't do that. My whole plan this weekend, or last weekend, I should say, I was like, I'm not going out Saturday. And just sitting there doing nothing drove me crazy. And then I ended up
used to be
going
the
out.
exact same way until you literally weren't allowed to go out. And then I just got used to not going out, and I haven't really changed back.
So I basically
I
need
was
another pandemic.
Like when I was up until I was 30, I was like Tuesday through
Yeah, you're a
Saturday,
wild
Sunday.
man.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When are you going
Yeah,
honky tonkin' again?
We don't have a Nashville trip. The boys are going to
Scottsdale
Arizona
again, yeah.
for a few days at the end of this month.
Well,
So,
desert drinking.
yeah.
That'll get you right.
Have a
I
couple
feel like we didn't
Miller
really
Lights.
go too wild last time there though. It was more like we kind of just circled around the solo stove.
Yeah,
And
pretty
just
much.
Yeah.
stayed at the Airbnb, just drank at the place.
See, that's my ideal vacation. When I was on my 40th, me and my buddy, we went to a cabin in Maine, and we just stayed there. There was a river that was behind the cabin. There
Sounds
was
awesome.
nobody
Yep.
within probably legitimately like a mile
Yep.
of us. And we just sat there. Before we went out there, we got a ton of beer. We got a ton of food. We put it down and we didn't leave at all.
So that my favorite bachelor party I've ever been to was my cousin's, and same thing. It was like down somewhere in Illinois. I don't even remember where it was. I was probably 21, 22. We probably had 10 guys. That's all we did.
And it's the chillest vibe.
Yeah.
And I bet you have
We had a
more-
great time.
You have more great memories from that trip than one where you're going to like Vegas and being
Totally.
on a party
100%.
bus.
And like I felt like even though I would drank way more in that setting than I would if I was going out to Vegas or something, just because like financially we couldn't pull it, I felt like refreshed after.
But it's slow drinking.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go when you go out. I feel like you're slamming.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Like you're not taking it slow. If you're on the couch with the boys and you're just sitting on the porch, you're sipping a beer a lot slower. You're still hanging out. You're barbecuing, doing all that shit. And it's just a chill spot, man. Like as the older I get, that's what I want to do more.
I will say on that trip, I used to dip all the time when I was like 17, 18, 19, and then I stopped. And so now I was like, I was probably 22 or 23 at that bachelor party, and all the fellas were throwing lips in. So I did one, and big one. Got to spin so bad that I had to literally I was laying down just looking at the stars. Took it out, and then I'm like, all right, I'm starting to feel better. Stood up, instantly just puked everywhere, and it was just
I had that happen to me in high school. We had a 7-on-7 tournament, And like my coach, obviously like every high school coach in the country, they all dip. So we just went to this buffet, this dog shit buffet, whatever. So we get back to the hotel room and I'm like, fuck it, like let me try this. So I throw the dip in. And the first 10 minutes, I'm like, yo, this is awesome. I feel like I just drank a whole bottle of Ciroc. And then I had one of my offensive linemen just jump on my stomach, and I just felt I swallowed the dip spit. And within 10 seconds, I'm sprinting to the bathroom. I didn't even make it to the toilet. I threw up in the sink, and I had to sit there and scoop out all my throw up with a coffee cup and throw it into the toilet. And after that, I was like, I'm not dipping.
I wish that would have happened to me the first time I dipped, because I probably would have never dipped again.
Oh, you
have the
ate
face
it?
of a dipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Like if I met you on the street.
Oh, get that out of my face.
If he
bro.
came up to me in the middle of the street and be like, do you think I'd dip? My immediate answer is
Yeah, you have one in right now.
Yeah.
I like the pouches.
What do you
I don't
want
like
from
the long cut. It just like floats around in your teeth all day.
No, it
it's fucking
doesn't.
gross. Stop that,
Oh,
Dave. It's
yeah.
disgusting.
It's not floating around anywhere. It's packed completely tight.
all-time gross moment. You accidentally drink somebody's dip spit.
Ugh.
That
That hasn't happened to me yet.
with
I've done that a few times.
Dave Spitter
Wasn't an accident.
has been like a hazard in our office for the whole time we've been working together.
No one's ever drank it, though.
I
No,
think
but
you
we've
need to
not,
have
it's
a-
been knocked over.
It's like a Russian roulette of
Yeah.
coffee cups
Yeah.
around. Like, which
And it
one's
should
not
be
true.
It
I
should
get
be
rid of them
illegal to
all the
do it in
time.
what you're drinking in at parties with the boys.
correct? Has to be
Yes.
clear,
Bottle?
clear container.
Beer
Has
bottle.
to be clear, yeah.
It's
That
fucked
yeah,
up.
that's
A beer
But I
bottle,
also
beer
don't-
can, all of that, dude.
since
Like,
the invention
wrong.
of Zin. I don't do that. I don't need to go out with dip anymore.
Right.
So I'm not spitting when I go out.
Yeah.
So the hazard is lessened.
I've drank like ash water before, like when I like ash a joint
Oh.
and like,
Grandma's
I
ashes.
actually drank it. But dip spit, like what goes through your head when you drink not your dip spit but someone else's? I feel like I'd have a mental
Suicide.
You gotta-
Not only is it another man's spit, but it's disgusting spit.
It's,
Yeah.
it's like motor oil.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it's suicide.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Bert says, who else saw that? Then it's contemplating thoughts of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's terrible.
But no, we were talking about bachelor party stuff before. Chief Eddie and I, we had a clip that gained some traction where it's like, go to a bachelor party, girls are thinking, what are they doing? Are they clubbing? Going to strip clubs? Like, dude, we've been playing pool basketball the past 5 hours.
Yeah.
Pool basketball is one of the most dangerous sports on planet Earth, and no one talks about
That's
it.
violent.
It
is
always.
violent.
There should be mandated referees even for like a bachelor party.
I remember playing. I was probably 17, and we were doing. I have a brother who's 10 years younger than me, so it was my brother, who was 7, 8, and my dad against me to make it more fair. My dad in pool basketball literally stepped on the back of my head while I was on the bottom of the pool and like smashed my face. It like intentionally. Like he did it intentionally.
That's within the rules, though.
I bet your mom was happy.
I don't know if she ever found out about that.
No fouls underwater.
No foul
no,
either.
that's
True,
totally.
yeah.
Like, you got to just get up, wipe the blood off your nose, and get
Dude,
back after.
It was like
Yeah.
pool basketball makes like the bad boys Pistons look like pussies.
Yes.
That it is the most violent game.
If you're not trudging through a pool of blood after, you weren't playing.
they
hard
should make
enough.
that an Olympic sport. Like,
They
they're
kind
trying
of
to-
did water polo.
Yeah, but like they're
Actual athletes.
no, but they're also
No,
like
I think it's one of the hardest sports.
oh
I would
yes.
sink like a stone within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, you
of that.
can't be touching the ground, right?
But they
Can't
can't
touch
touch
the
like
ground.
so you need to be able to touch the ground. I think for pool basketball.
Yeah.
you got to be able to like
Yeah, that's
throw
what
the
I
alley
mean. Water polo.
Yeah,
Fuck.
That's the
too
hardest
hard.
sport to play.
but they're trying to make 3-on-3 basketball a thing in the Olympics. Like they should just make it a pool basketball.
Yes.
That would be sick.
I also think 3-on-3 basketball would be cool.
But you'd also have to like change who you'd pick. Like I don't know if I'd go with LeBron James in pool basketball. I would go with like a stocky wrestler
Right.
or like a fighter
I
or
don't
someone
know
that
if you
does
want somebody
jujitsu.
stocky because they're more likely to sink.
Well, I want someone that's good at
I
like
think you want somebody
headlocks.
that's a little bit of a fatso.
Well, first, what would you make the regulation rim size? Like, how tall is
8
that?
feet?
That matters.
I think it's got to be something that most people could dolphin out of the water. Be able
Do you want it to be
Yeah.
something most people could dunk on from the water?
yeah.
You have to be able to dunk. Like I feel
Dude,
like
so like LeBron would be great.
They have the plastic backboards that you fill with water that are like, if this is the pool, like the hoops like here.
Yep.
So then
I
at
had
that
one.
point, you
Yeah,
can't,
I had
you
a
can't be
pool.
getting any small guys. Small guys just not.
You
Well,
might
not it.
need to have like a rule where it's like if you're over 6'6", you can only play defense.
yeah.
You need a weight limit per team. Has to
Yeah,
all be
yeah, or
can't
a
be
height
over this
limit.
weight. Yeah.
You know, it would be sweet here if on the Friday runs, if once a month we lowered the rims to 8 feet.
Are we?
I would
can we
love
do
that.
Like would we
I'd-
or Barstool Sports dunk contest would be incredible.
Yes.
Dude, I think we should do all sorts of shit like that during March Madness for live streams. Like we should have like a knockout tournament for money.
You know what my idea was? I told Big Cat, and I think we're going to do it, is that whenever we have the selection, 1 versus 16 or whatever, I think that we should get a bunch of different jerseys. And if let's say Purdue gets a 1 seed, and then you have like Mount St. Mary's from Texas, like a small little school that's the 16, I think you should have Mark Titus and 2 of the other like best basketball players in the office go against like me and Mad Dog and Spider.
That'd be hilarious.
So you could see like we'll play like 10 or 15 minutes and you bet the spread. If they beat us fucking by 20, then the over or under.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah,
I like that.
I love it.
Titus, Big Cat, and myself will have no problem playing you guys.
I just use myself as an
Easy
example.
one.
I would love like a 5-on-5 8-court rim game, and we're just like throwing lobs to each other like we're LeBron and D Wade in our prime. That would be amazing.
See,
would
that's
be
like
so
that's
fun.
pool ball vibe right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Harlem Globetrotters.
I mean, can you imagine dunking on somebody else in the office? You
That's what-
never live it down.
Never.
Like if you come up to Mook and you're just like, fucking boom.
Who's the number 1 person you'd want to dunk on?
Ooh, Dan.
Dan.
Yeah.
Easy.
100%.
I mean, you dunk on Dan like a nasty dunk. Where
Like, you give him the
your
Shaq
nuts is like
shove.
almost in your face.
Yeah.
I would go Brandon Walker actually. 'cause
Yeah,
he'd
that-
have-
I'd love to.
he'd
dunk
have
on
the
Brandon
biggest
Walker.
meltdown ever.
You'd be pissed if
Yeah.
you dunked on him too.
I don't think Brandon Walker would get on the court.
Oh, he would. Because
No, I think he
he'd
would.
be able to dunk like that. I think he would.
He never wants to play anything. He never like.
He's also 65.
I think he's like my age.
No, he's older than me.
45.
Are you
I
serious?
thought he was 40.
No, he's older than me.
40.
I think he's older than Big
45,
Cat
I
too. He's
think.
the oldest guy in the office.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
thought
Big
you thought
Cat's-
Brandon Walker
Big
was
Cat's
37.
like 39.
No, I mean like relatively. I'm going to be 38 in a few months.
He's
so-
definitely closer to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
45, I'm pretty sure.
think
Oh, I
he's
thought he
45.
was. I thought he was 40.
I can't wait for that to be a clip. Brandon Walker's almost 50.
Brandon Walker were like that. Chief just called him 37.
We should be pretty close to DP 50, right? Because when I think
Yeah, it's around like
a year or 2 after I started was DP 40. So I think it would be Portnoy's 50 coming up.
Dang.
I wonder if Clem will go too.
Did he go in the first one?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because he won the basketball thing.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
The bracket
It
challenge.
was like him
or
and
whatever?
Tommy Smokes. Was that the same
It
trip?
was a very weird crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Za.
yeah.
I think it was Za, Clem, and I forget who the third one
Well,
was.
now they
Could
got
be Tommy Smokes.
Yeah, I think
But
it
no, he went. Tommy Smokes went because he was
the
Dave's
good luck.
betting guy.
The good luck
Yeah,
charm.
Right.
Was it
That-
KB?
No, I don't think
KB
KB was
wasn't
hired
there
yet. Yeah.
KB did go to
He did go to Vegas with him.
Portnoy, yeah,
And
like
that-
one-on-one.
That was like when he first started. He won
Yeah.
the Sweet 16,
Yeah.
whatever the
Yeah.
bracket thing was.
And he dressed the same as Dave every day.
Did you see how?
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah. Did you see how Che got to Vegas?
Yeah, with Frank the Tank.
Long ass road trip. Long road trip. And if you guys want to take a road trip,
Oh.
just go over to ChevyDriveChicago.com. You can check out all their models at the auto show. Auto show, you guys don't know, you're still new. Auto show in Chicago is an institution. Dave, Danny, and I are going tomorrow.
and Smokes.
And Smokes.
And Smoke's coming
Yeah,
too?
Smokes coming.
Okay,
Thanks for
great.
the invite, guys.
Yeah, come with.
Chaps, you want to come?
Yeah.
All right, he's in.
The boys are hanging out.
All right,
I like this.
all right. So we will all be at
Megan's fucking out.
Megan's out.
It's the fellas tomorrow.
It's the fellas. So we're all gonna be checking out the auto show, and you guys go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to check out their entire fleet. That starts on Saturday the 10th. That's at McCormick Place. McCormick Place is impossibly big, and it's like the only venue that could host an auto show like this. And then if you need to find a dealer near you, you just pump in that zip code at ChevyDriveChicago.com. They all come up. So if you needed tires or brakes or oil or whatever you need to get ready for spring and summer driving, ChevyDriveChicago.com has you covered there. But yeah, the auto shows are a great time. So check out the Blazer, the Tahoe, their full lineup at Chevy
You're a
Drive
Tahoe
Chicago.
guy, aren't you, Chaps?
Yeah, I just sold it not too long ago, but it was fantastic, man. Like I got a 2015 Tahoe when it was new. Never had any problems with it until like I traded it in. Crazy.
It's a quality vehicle. We took it
Legit
out.
never went to the mechanic unless it was for oil.
See,
Ooh.
look at that. You can't get a better
Quality.
endorsement than that.
8 years.
And we took a Tahoe up to Lambeau at the end of this.
Oh my God, that was so much better than the alternative.
Oh yeah, it was a smooth, easy ride.
I couldn't even turn that old car on.
The Tahoe and
Dante got
Suburban.
stuck in it.
Tahoe and a Suburban feels like you're driving an automotive blanket. Like it's just so unbelievably
Yeah.
A
comfortable.
magic carpet.
That's what I learned to drive in a Suburban. That's what my mom had
When
I
they
was in
have
high
those
school.
cooling seats that blow up right on the old testes, brother,
It's a nice
sign me
feature.
up. Yeah, it is.
Nice feature.
Top 10 feature in a
Yeah.
car.
Who needs sex when you have that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point, Dan.
Yeah. So I guess we'll all be there. We'll all be there tomorrow.
Uber there, leave out of there with a Chevy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Chaps, you just said it was like having sex. What's your having sex number up to these days?
Around 3,100.
3,100?
Attaboy.
Lifetime?
Yeah, lifetime.
Okay.
Well,
So
just
you-
with my wife.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you think you could get to by a year's end?
Let's see. So 2 times a week. Let's say 2 times a week. On the conservative side, boys. 2
Good for you.
times 50, 2 weeks a year. So I basically go up 104 a year.
Oh.
Nice.
So I could be at 3,200 by the end.
Nice.
There you go.
If I have like a nice birthday present,
Mm-hmm.
or if I start cleaning up around the house, if she doesn't have to ask me multiple times to take the Amazon packages back, we might do 150, folks.
Whoa.
Reward sex.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Reward sex, that's
Yeah.
probably the best kind of sex, right?
That's probably
I'm a
like the
firm
only way you
believer
get
that
it.
anytime you're having sex, that's the best time you've ever had sex.
Okay.
Your most recent nut was your best nut.
You're only as good as your last nut.
True. So if you're not putting out a bunch of poison,
Yeah.
better keep that dick in your
God, I
pants.
can't wait to have sex one day.
That's gonna be so sick.
I'm looking forward to that for you, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abstinent by accident.
But it is Super Bowl week. Maybe we should talk about that a little bit. Smokes, you said what do you have going here?
So I bet the Niners to win the Super Bowl week 4. I got them at plus 500, and then I bet Christian McCaffrey to win Super Bowl MVP before the playoffs started at plus 1,000. So I'm all over the Niners.
Are you hedging?
Are you a
Throw a
hedger
little
normally?
dabble on.
Well, here's the thing. So I did get like bonus bet, and it's $100. So if I put that on the Chiefs money line, I'll either lose no money or I'll cash out 1,000. So I think I'm just gonna put that free
Yeah,
bet on the
that's-
Chiefs
that's
and then
free money.
free roll the
Fuck
Super
yeah.
Bowl. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm gonna run with that.
All right.
Nice
Are
to know
you
it,
typically
Smokes.
a hedger?
No, never.
Yeah, I hate hedging.
No.
I also
And anytime
don't
I
wanna
hedge, I lose. No,
Yeah.
Anytime I hedge, my parlay wins. And then anytime I don't hedge, my parlay loses. So it's like, fuck it. Like, I'm never hedging. I'm not even thinking about it anymore. But if I was ever in that situation where it's 5 to win 600,000 and my cash out would be 300 racks, I'm conservative. I'm taking the 300
Oh,
racks.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's like, oh, you're a pussy, you hedge. It's like, brother, that's 300,000 fucking dollars guaranteed cash. No, I'm not sweating out a 4-hour fucking football game for an extra 200,000. Like, give me that 300,000 now. I'm
You do
good.
that if you're Portnoy.
Yes.
Like
Like,
our
if
big
you have
guy.
fuck you
Like,
money,
if
you
you
don't
got
need it.
that
If I had
much.
300 racks in my bank account right now, my life would change overnight.
Yeah.
Like I would get,
Oh, and a
I'd
big
get extra guac,
That's-
double chicken, like Uber Eats. Like I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Now, when you guys in September, were you guys each confident that your team would have a shot at being in the game?
Confident. I bet us to go to the fucking Super Bowl
I don't
after
want to
week
talk
2.
about it.
I mean, what I've realized is the Miami Dolphins will give me the same story every single year, and every single year I watch it, I think the ending is going to be different, and it's not. But even so, even if they added the best players in the fucking world on this team, as long as Patrick Mahomes is playing quarterback,
Yeah.
anyone in the AFC has no chance, and I'm coming to terms with that. I don't care. I went through Tom Brady. I'm going through Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes at the same time.
Burrow.
And Burrow.
It's crazy that those other two guys on the list are also like, we're just never going to beat Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Burrow, I think, did beat Mahomes once.
Yeah, once. Yeah.
But still, at the same time, and look, I
But
like
he didn't
Tua.
finish the job. Like, he didn't get the Super Bowl. So
Right.
Like, you're like, who cares?
And I like Tua. I think Tua's a good quarterback, but Patrick Mahomes is literally the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. Now, Brady's the GOAT because he's got 7 rings. Aaron Rodgers, I think, had more arm talent than Brady did. But Patrick Mahomes just has them both
has
beat.
everything.
Like, he is he's got rings right now. He's got the talent. He's got the legs. He's got the crazy arm angles. He's got everything.
And he's nails with the game on him.
Nails. So, like, this
he-
whole year, the Chiefs fucking suck, and then they get to the playoffs, and he just turns into fucking beast mode.
Well, and I do feel like it's like playoffs. he doesn't really run during the regular season. Playoffs, he's like, oh, it's 3rd and 7. I'll use my legs.
Right.
Like he waits all year to unleash like that extra little weapon. So yeah, I can't bet against him.
Like, as long as he's playing, I don't think the Dolphins can win a Super
The
Bowl.
first step is accepting it.
And it doesn't even matter if they don't have home field. They just ran through everyone's fucking house.
Or if you took his best wide receiver.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
He already won that Super Bowl, and then they didn't even replace them.
Multiple times. I think this year is Mahomes' year, like Brady's year whenever he had Deion Branch as the best wide receiver option.
Super Bowl MVP, though. He was pretty good.
But
he was
then
not,
he
he's
went
not a
to
Hall of
Seattle
Famer.
and he was
Yeah.
trash.
Right.
Trash again. I think that this could be that year for Mahomes because there's nobody on the team except for Travis Kelce that you're like, oh, that guy's a top 15 talent.
And Kelce had a quote-unquote like off year this year.
Yeah.
Like, he was playing very badly until that last game they just had where he went for 11 for 11, but he was dropping the ball like crazy, and they were still winning games.
Yeah. Because Mahomes is just that good. I think, how old is Mahomes? 27? 28?
Something like that.
He's still so young, man. He could pass Brady.
I think that
I don't think Brady, I think, is an outlier where he's not going to, he's 28. He'll be 29 when next season starts. I can't imagine he's got 15 more years in him.
I think he does,
But
just
he might
the way the
not
league's
need it.
structured
But
now.
he might not
can't hit
even want to, though.
But I don't think he'll need to have that many more years or whatever.
I mean, they're going to have to turn over the whole roster.
28?
I think if you put
They're going to have to turn over the whole roster. Like Brady with the Patriots, they turned over that. Like he won how many? He won 6 with his Patriots, right?
Yeah.
The first 3 were like a group of guys. They got rid of everybody. Then they had like their undefeated year where they didn't win it, and the year they went to the Giants, they got basically turned over that whole roster again by the time that they were winning in 14 and whether the Falcons and then the Rams won. Like he had like 3 different eras in that team where they like turning over a roster and still staying awesome is like basically
that's what they're kind of doing right now.
Kind of, but like they're probably gonna lose
Pachenko. Like
Mahomes might not even need 15 years though. He might only need another 3 or 4 years.
See,
if you give him 5 rings, I think you have to just put him over Brady.
I think so too.
Definitely. But I do think there is something also you can. And this kind of helps Mahomes' argument in a way. Who was? I guess he had Peyton and Roethlisberger as his
and Rodgers.
But like Rodgers,
you're saying like in the division?
Yeah, Rodgers.
I mean, Flacco was kind of cold at one point.
Rivers.
Phillip, yeah.
Yeah, to me it was really just Peyton though.
That's it. Yeah.
But he shit on Peyton Manning.
Peyton got him a couple times
in the regular season.
No, he got him in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, he got him whenever the.
Oh yeah, the Denver year. Yeah. That's true.
But that year, I'm a firm believer. That year that Denver won with Peyton. Peyton was the worst quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl.
Yes. Yeah. Well, his arm was like
toast. I mean, because it was his neck. Remember?
Yeah.
If they didn't have that loaded ass defense going, Von Miller, Cam.
I just saw the clip of Stu calling into
Colin Cowherd.
Colin Cowherd being
saw
like,
that.
Basically begging people to take the Broncos. Like, you don't need the points. Take a money line. Like, you never get the number 1 defense getting points. Like, this is free. And, like, everything Stu said on that call came true. It was like, wow, I guess maybe Stu knows what he's doing here. But, yeah, I don't know. So do you feel further away from a Super Bowl now than you did in September?
Brother.
All right, so that's what I'm trying to get to, because you obviously yes. You say yes, right?
Yep.
Are the Bears closer to a Super Bowl than these two teams? Because it's like you have to sink all the way to the bottom of the pool before you can push yourself back up, or you guys might be in like the sinking phase.
I could start. I mean, look, considering you guys are in the NFC and you really don't have any good quarterbacks there, that's huge. And if you guys do the right thing and draft Caleb Williams, a guy who could come in and be a top 5 quarterback after maybe 4 or 5 weeks in the regular season, the defense started to pick up for you guys in Chicago.
Yeah.
I think the path to the Super Bowl is way easier than for me and Chaps. I don't even think that's a debate.
I think for the Jags,
and now you got Herbert with Harbaugh too.
Yeah, I forgot about Herbert.
I think the Jags are going to struggle when Trevor gets that $350, $400 million
He ain't
contract.
getting that.
Yeah, he is.
I think he will.
Absolutely.
I think
Shad Khan loves him. He'll definitely get it.
I don't think he has not lived up to that number 1 pick.
No,
once.
he hasn't. I don't think that matters, though.
But no one talks about he does not get dragged as much as any other number 1 pick.
Because he's in Jacksonville. Dude, imagine.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Imagine. Think about how bad the Jags were before. Number 1 overall pick 2 years in a row. Except for 2016, they're picking. There's 2 years that they didn't pick inside the top 5.
That's crazy.
In like a decade. And they know Justin Blackmon was like number 7, but they're top 10 all the time. Now Trevor has them where you have a lead, even though they collapsed. They went to the playoffs last year when they weren't supposed to. I'm a firm believer now, except for Patrick Mahomes and maybe Josh Allen. If you don't win when you're on your rookie contract, it's going to be exponentially more difficult. Because if you're paying $6 million, you have the ability to have $32 million more and some more now to put to other teams. That gets you a good number 2 wide receiver. It gets you a great linebacker all at the same time. You lose that. You lose. So that's what happened with the Chiefs.
Yep.
You don't have the money for everybody.
Right. I also think that is probably the best argument for trading Fields. You just have to restart that clock.
Yep.
Right. And it's like
you got a 5-year clock that starts.
And
6 years with the
and
franchise
maybe all the Fields people are right. Maybe he turns into like a better version than what we've seen, but then you're just going to pay him in a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
and then you're just gonna pay him off that 1 year too.
right.
So it's like, all right,
So he
well,
had everything
if
loaded around him theoretically.
because if Fields goes for 25 passing touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, and let's say 10 interceptions, you'd be like, oh shit, that might
Great
be
year.
$35-40 million a year.
Yeah.
Whereas if you draft Caleb Williams, he's on a rookie deal. He might double that.
Right.
especially
700,000-800,000.
Right.
especially if you, whenever that happens, if like let's say you get Caleb Williams, you trade your other pick for another DJ Moore type player, like a really good player that's up and coming. You have those guys. I think you're in the same position as Stroud. Like Stroud came in and by and large terrible team, but once you start a quarterback that can play, it's a different game.
Yep. I mean that team, they got a new coach, new quarterback, and they got drafted Will Anderson third.
Will Anderson's very good.
Kind of how transform their defense, and it's like they were good overnight. And it's like you look at the Bears. The quarterback is a problem, but they have 2 top 10 picks this year. They have
Cole Kmet's good.
Cole Kmet's good. They're probably going to be able to get Schefter said yesterday the Bears would get a 2nd-round pick for Fields. So if that's Atlanta, that would be 43. You could have a situation where you have 3 to 4 new starters on your team just from this draft, and it's like, all right, well, now it's like time to go. I think the Bears will fuck it up. I don't like the head coach, but it's like you can kind of make an argument that they are in a better position than 2 teams who are further along on the rebuild path.
I agree. I feel like the Dolphins are kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a 3-game lead with 5 weeks left, and we still couldn't get it done.
Same with my beloved Jags.
Yeah. Yeah, we were both at one point talking about playing each other in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, we were like, damn, man, we're going to get a 1st-round bye, both of us. And then the next thing you know, wanted to kill myself.
Yep.
Gone fishing.
Yeah.
It was just so terrible, man. And when you have, you guys know, double doink. Like when you have one of those terrible end of the season, there's so many years from like 2012, 2014. I don't remember any specific moments about that. I will always remember 2023 because of the collapse.
And that's how I feel with this year, too, because I haven't seen the Dolphins win the division since 2008. And I haven't seen them win a playoff game my entire life. So at least this year, if they would have won the division,
How old were you in 08?
I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
I went to the game, and we lost 27-9 to Baltimore. I'll never forget it. But yeah, I just remember, like, if we would have at least won the division, like, all right, we're winning the division now. Like, Buffalo's good, but hey, we beat them in the division. We lost it to the Chiefs in Arrowhead, like, whatever. But we choked the division and then got stampeded in fucking Kansas City. And it was kind of just like, here we go again. Like, we're just stuck in this mediocrity. It sucks.
Yep. Well, all right, fellas.
That was a depressing way to end
Yeah.
the job, Brian.
Well, enjoy the weekend.
Car show tomorrow.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you at the auto show. But yeah, we'll take a quick break and then we'll do a little Chicago sports whip around and call it a day. Dave, I want to talk to you about trying to get skinny and eating healthy.
Talking to the wrong guy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
You're
not.
right.
Yeah.
You're talking to the right guy.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
to the exact right guy.
And I know that part of that journey for you was getting on HelloFresh.
It was a genesis of my weight loss journey, and when I say weight loss, I shed, I don't know, a couple pounds here.
Looks
and there.
good. It looks
I
good.
look like a genetically mastered organism, and
Yep.
part of that is due to HelloFresh.
And it's because you have the freshest ingredients. It's farm fresh. It's delivered right to your door. It takes the guesswork out of everything. I feel like the winter months is where you get those bad habits because you don't want to go outside to go to
Nope.
the grocery store. You don't want to do any of these things. You just order delivery. It ends up being bad food. What you need to combat that is HelloFresh. It teaches you how to cook. It teaches the right proportions. It teaches you how to just eat healthy and have good habits. And you guys can figure that all out by going to HelloFresh.com/themidfree. Use that code themidfree for free breakfast for life. Again, this is like the White Sox Dave ad, Mr. Breakfast himself. They have so many different things. They have over 45 different menus to choose from. You can kind of cater it to the type of eating you want to do. But it's all year round, fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes at that price you like. Everybody is always complaining about grocery prices. It's a big problem. HelloFresh is going to help combat that as well. They have great prices, great ingredients, great everything you need. And this, you always hear people doing meal planning. This takes all the guesswork out of it.
It does it for you.
It does it for you. So again, just choose your meal, select your delivery date. HelloFresh handles all the meal planning, all the shopping. All you have to do is open that box with everything is fresh and pre-proportioned ingredients. Follow the instructions rather. Super easy, and get cooking. So that's again, use that promo code themidfree for free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com. So it's one breakfast item per box while the subscription is active. Again, free breakfast for life. HelloFresh.com/mid. The mid free at HelloFresh.com. So Dave's on it. I'm on it. We're all going to be on it. You should be on it too. What else you want to talk about today, David?
You tell me. I went to a Bulls game last night. First, any amount of live NBA basketball I've consumed in a handful of years, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Kobe White, all of a sudden overnight, he turned into a freak.
Nice player.
He might be a guy.
He might be a guy. He had I don't know if he scored prior to halftime yesterday, and then he went off like 35.
He maybe had like 9 points. He ended the game with like 34, 36.
Lance, how much of a guy
He did not have 9. I know for a fact I thought he was scoreless. He might have had a bucket, maybe.
Yeah, he wasn't that hot in the beginning.
What do you mean by guy, Lance? Because I look at him and I still think of a guy who could be like the third option on a good team. Because if you put him on any of like the top, like you put him on that Timberwolves team,
He's not starting.
he's not starting.
No, he's starting.
Two center.
He would be a great guard for them to shoot the three and spread
I
out
feel like
anything.
he would be a perfect guy with Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're both kind of combo guards. But like he's the third option on that team. It's Cat and Anthony Edwards
Right.
and then him. Would you agree with that, Lance?
Yeah, I think it would be tight between Cat and Kobe, just because Kobe he was attacking the rack really hot yesterday, and he is lights out for three. He hit 7 threes yesterday. It's crazy. So you could say that if they're big in the post, let's just kick it out to Kobe, let him shoot, and let's let Cat and Rudy Gobert get rebounds. But yeah, I've been very impressed with Kobe White this whole season. He's looked really good.
Yeah, it does feel like once Zach LaVine kind of got out of the way, Kobe took that next step in his development. But it does, I still don't see a way out for that team.
No, Kobe's just one of the guys you can maybe keep because he's young and he's
Yeah.
up and coming. Everybody else, you kind of have to tear it down. DeMar, he's my favorite player. He might not have it too much anymore. He's still great, but
he's
He looks kind of cooked.
he's
Vooch,
old now.
that this whole era just didn't really work. But also
it
at
will
the
go
same
down
time
as
with
the most-
Kobe, he might be the only guy with genuine trade value.
Yeah, probably.
So if you are looking to start a rebuild, the only player someone's calling about would be
It's unfortunate because they hired this current front office, right? It was a little prior to the start of the White Sox rebuild, and I was like, man, I really think Jerry Reinsdorf might have had a come to Jesus moment and figured out that I got to start winning for these two and it couldn't have been farther from the truth. This will go down, and mind you, prior to Derrick Rose's knee not working and just his NBA career just falling off a cliff, I didn't miss a Bulls game.
Yeah.
This is the most forgetful era of a team in Chicago I can ever remember.
Yeah.
This is just a nothing.
They're anonymous.
They're
nothing.
anonymous,
No
just
one really
blowing
cares.
in the wind.
Ratings are way down. But I do, you look around and it's like, it's so much like if they had kept Laurie and they're just like, we're still staying on this rebuild track, they just haven't been good at drafting either.
Yeah.
Like you look at guys who were picked behind, where they pick. So the Bulls in 18, they took Wendell Carter, like SGA went 11, and it's like they were it's not like they were looking at Wendell Carter as like, hey, like he's the last piece of puzzle. They really should have just been in best player available.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And then, they have Kobe White the next year, but like the Patrick Williams could have been Tyrese Halliburton. Like they just haven't. That's the part to me. Like I don't blame them necessarily for going for it with that core of let's get Vooch in, and that would be the Wendell Carter trade. But like you get Vooch in, get DeMar in, pay Levine because he's looking like he's
Lonzo.
He's wildly talented. He's just a fucking dick, it seems like. And then Lonzo, that team was fun for 3 months.
They had a minute.
I don't blame them for that, but like the Patrick Williams, that's kind of a miss at this point. It took Kobe White a while to get going. Like they're just, I don't know. It just seems like
that's very clear at this point. It's not going to work.
Yeah. So you're gonna start all over.
Why is it with Chicago sports that it never seems like any of our organizations have a plan B? Because nothing can ever go according to plan, especially in the world of professional sports.
The only one
they have no contingency plan.
Yeah.
It's like they've tried writing this out for the last 2-3 years, and you're talking about ratings. Like eventually, a casual fan like myself, for instance, is gonna just be like,
tune it out.
I can't I don't care to watch it.
There's just nothing likable about them. Kobe White's probably the only likable thing about this team.
I mean, DeMar's a likable guy.
But like I don't know, you probably wouldn't have like an emotional connection to him at all.
No, I don't have that's the thing. I don't have an emotional connection to anything or anybody in that organization whatsoever.
The only team that has a shot at it is the Hawks, where it's like they are bad, but they were bad, and they got themselves Bedard. They're gonna have a top 3 pick again this year, which could be hopefully it's at Macklin Celebrity, who is like a Jonathan Taves 2.0.
I've been
and then you're kind of ready to press go, and I think you can even look at the league is hoping for that scenario to a degree too, where the Hawks are close to being ready to press go because they just gave the Winter Classic to the Hawks in Wrigley Field for 2025. So that was the first like coming out party for the old era. They played at Wrigley against Detroit.
I remember that game.
Rival. Yep. I was there. It was. I've been to all the outdoor ones involving the Hawks in the area. That was the best one by far. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm hopeful for that. But it's like I do also fear like it's so easy to fuck this up. Like this is such a big summer for them. They're gonna have to pay Vlasic. They're gonna have to, I think they're gonna have to spend at least some to get better players around Bedard so he can develop properly. And I'm not sure. It's hard to get a read on what the organization wants to do because they re-signed all these guys. So it's like, are you trying to build a culture? Which of their college prospects are going to start popping and coming up? Like Frankie Nazar's look really good, but it does feel still like 2025 for that Winter Classic might be too soon for them to be like actually relevant.
Right.
It's like I'm desperate for them to be relevant because there's like nothing going on in this town. There's nothing.
No,
the entire time we've worked here, we haven't had a good team.
Full time, yeah.
Double Doink was our first day.
The Sox won playoff run.
One.
Yeah.
Where they lost in the first round.
Yeah, they won one game.
Yeah. So
it's bad. It's bad. That was the general sentiment at the United Center too, because you're walking out of the stadium. The Bulls did have a nice comeback. Not that it.
How was the crowd?
Anything. I noticed when we were walking out, just kind of eavesdropping on conversations, like people were excited about the win, but they know it does. That win means nothing in the end, because the overarching theme in that building specifically is that these organizations are just awful.
Yeah. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
It would be nice to get excited for a win when you came back against one of the best teams in your league and conference. 22 points at halftime, I think it was. But it wasn't that. It was like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now it's like we're gonna lose 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. And the Cubs haven't really made any big moves. The White Sox haven't done shit.
The White Sox aren't allowed to do shit. I have conversations with people, and that's the thing. I used to mine for info regarding the White Sox. I wanted to know what they were thinking, who they were doing. I would talk to people I shouldn't be talking to. They'd be giving me info they shouldn't be giving me. Now I just don't even care because I know I'm staring down the barrel of a 100-loss season.
Yeah.
But I have been told by many people that they are literally not allowed to spend money. They can fill out the roster, cheap 1-year deals with plug-and-play guys, and that is it. The only multi-year deal they gave out this year was to Eric Feedy, and that was a 2-year deal, and the second year is a player option or whatever.
So then why not actually blow it up for real and trade Robert and Cease and just
Cease is out the door. White Sox fans are freaking out about the Corbin Burns trade to Baltimore because they think that takes Baltimore out of the running to acquire Cease. I don't think it does at all. They still need pitching. That's still a arms race in the East between every team in the East. You got Toronto's still trying to win, even though I think they kind of blew their wad down their leg. Boston, I think they're going to suck, but it's Boston. They're trying to win. The Yankees obviously are full steam ahead, and the Rays are the Rays. So, and I do think that Baltimore's pitching staff is still super thin to the point where they will eventually come to a deal with the White Sox on Cease. That's just what I say. But I would not be surprised if the White Sox are have multiple free agents on standby just waiting for Cease to be dealt, because they got to clear his money off the books. I mean, after he's going to make, I think, 8.5 this year. Whatever his number is, it's an ARB number. But it's only him, Mancada, Eloy, and Robert that are making anything of significance this year, and they have to clear him off just to sign other players, which it's so backwards to me, because the owner looked us in the face and said, "I'm hiring Chris Getz because we need to turn this thing around as fast as we can. I owe it to the fans to put a winner out there." He's literally, and I'm not saying this facetiously, he's literally not allowed to spend money.
Yeah.
He's over budget right now. Per multiple people that I've talked to in the baseball world, the White Sox are a laughingstock in that regard, amongst many regards, but they're literally not allowed to spend money.
Yep. Say the story as old as time. So
it's old as time.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about significant money. I'm talking about any money.
Yeah.
Any money.
Yeah.
Any money.
It makes
it's I want to get excited. So this is what I'm going to start doing this year. My ban for the White Sox is still in existence. I stopped going to games after July, or I think I went to 7 games last year. 5 of them in the first half of the season.
Yep.
And that was I'm making a stance. I'm not giving them my money move. I would never tell anybody not to go to games, because I wouldn't want someone telling me how to
be a fan
or spend my money. I'm just saying I'm not doing that.
Yep.
But this year I'll go to games just because I miss my friends there. I'm just gonna go in one day with my Sox Summer. We're just gonna get as high as we humanly possibly can. I'm talking Pablo Escobar amounts of marijuana going into our systems, and just consume a baseball game that way. Just on Mars.
Yeah. Sounds like a decent time.
Might have to wake up tomorrow or the next day and look up the box score to see if they won or lost, because I won't know. But that's the kind of stuff I'm going to be looking forward to. I'll be bringing Chuck Naso out there to document it and stuff.
Great.
But nothing about the actual team itself.
All right.
It'll just be that's the setting.
All right. Well, look forward to that.
Yeah.
We'll call that a show. And we'll see you guys next week.
I do want to give you some congratulatory words for finally coming around on not necessarily Caleb Williams, more just the first pick taking a quarterback. Whoever they deem is the best quarterback, I'm sure is going to be Williams. It took you a while, but you got there. It's about time.
I think because I'm always hopeful. And I want it to be Fields, because he seems like a nice guy, and I think he is working hard. It's not like he's a shithead.
No.
and it just doesn't.
Like,
it's just time to go. But it is. On that note, it's time to go. That's the show. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
I'm very excited to put that to bed. Finally. And that's the show.